eliminated in this map on Inferno. And Mousesports, 5 players in mid wanting that fight, and they're just going to keep pushing forward.
It's a good idea if you could get close with the Glocks and maybe run down Snatchy. Looking for that mid-air headshot. He's backing up around the corners, and finally they take him down. And that is not a bad trade now. Snacks is still up in the apartments, and oh, he walks right in. Rops with the right read. That is a good bit of intuition coming out of him, and that's going to lead them to bomb plant here. And a 3 versus 4 for the retake. Very hard now for the Polish side to get into this A-bomb site.
Mousesports has to know the flank is a possibility. That's the only reason there would have only been 2 defenders at the A site. Rops is waiting. He must have heard the footsteps earlier from Snacks because he was prepared for that so much, and this is going to be a disaster. There is such a nice crossfire setup from Mousesports here. Another pistol round is going to go their way. 2 easy kills, add a 3rd onto it. And Mousesports on the board. Now they won the pistol round in the first half of Mirage and ended up getting trounced 16-3. So take that for what it is.
Yeah, well, first bit of success has to involve avoiding that happening once again. But this is brilliant. You have to appreciate Robs as well, staying that far back after the initial engagement. Because if he doesn't, if he goes for like the early fight in the middle, that actually creates an opening. So that's a good little detail from him.
Investment from VP. The strength, obviously, you can look at the deagles, but most of it is the utility. 2 nades, 3 smokes, 1 just used now. We'll see how long they can hold on to him, but I mean, with only 3 smokes brought into this round, he can't really do the full-blown stall-out tactic. Going for a couple HE nades for the damage instead of trying to cordon them into a tight choke point.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Flashbang there to clear out the top of Banana. Still plenty of time left, and with the MAC-10 and with the UMP, you have to assume some of those weapons are going to be the ones to clear out and sort of look for big stacks, really. That's what you want to avoid and just head somewhere else. And Chris is still over at top Banana to try and find anything out. Stack is mostly towards Archway, which I guess that's an uncommon place to stack a bunch of people. It'll be fun if it works out.
Well, especially the 1 smoke that's left is on Mihu. You think they'd want it to be bomb site to try and focus Mousesports back towards A, and at the moment they have this nice stack. They're trying to turn the corner. Kerrigan spots 1, spots a 2nd. There's the peek from Closet, can't get it done. It's Frozen who's not going to get away. Now PHR, a chance. If he can find 1 kill, the retake is possible. There's no kits, but Virtus.pro can actually pressure this if they want.
Shot doesn't really do much. The grenade, oh, it bounces off the wall the wrong direction, so 3 versus 3. That Krieg, though, on Snacks is a bit scary. He was monstrous on that first map. He had 17 kills something in the first half alone, and that was hard to deal with. MAC-10, AK, and Krieg on the defending T side now as the bomb is down, and that's a good kill for Rops. Picking up 1, the Deagle's in close on PHR, and Rops is going down. They don't have a kit picked up, so they're running out of time very swiftly, but they can still do a lot of damage here, and that might be enough. Snacks to get the kill on Chris, and 10-second defuse in front. Woxic sneaking around. He's got the right idea. He gets a great kill and a great transfer, and they'll win the round, Mousesports. It's a costly round, but they do make it through.
Yeah, but they'll take it, especially knowing this next round from VP. They just can't really invest a whole lot. That would be a big risk if they were to force into that, especially for this early in the half. But a good recovery from Mousesports and good damage done from VP, like you just said. Even making this retake happen. Snacks trying to defend as well as he possibly could. And we go into round 3. 1 flashbang on Mihu. Some P250s picked up, and no real investment from VP.
And Mousesports at the end had hidden 2 people in the dark corner. Also means that it's less likely that VP will check that again. And you could sort of see that in the 1 versus 2 for Woxic there. They'd already got the first kills. They weren't really expecting him to be walking out from that position. That helps. Rob's easy enough there on. He doesn't actually get dinked, but MAC-10 will take care of it. And this is supposed to be a very easy round, especially looking at the armor there for VP, completely non-existent.
Yeah, but any kills they can get with these P250s is nice. Like 1 or 2, just because you've done so much damage to the economy in the previous round by killing 4 Mousesports players. Any more you can add on to it, even if it's so unlikely and so far away from victory, would be such a big benefit. It keeps them that much closer to being reset. Snacks waiting in the pit. An awkward peek from Chris J. And that should pretty much seal it. I don't even think PHR Veggie have a chance of finding one of those frags. So it's going to be a 3-0 start for Mousesports, which is, you know, obviously perfect in these first 3 rounds, but certainly coming out of Mirage, that's the start you want to have.
Yeah, I mean, a definite change, and it helps to push that loss on Mirage a little bit further back out of your mind. It's always tricky when you take a big loss and then you go into the next map and it's more of the same. So I think that's all going to help them out. And I actually do have a lot of trust in Karrigan's leadership skills in terms of, you know, getting everyone rallied up, and he's obviously got the history to prove that he can do a lot. So I'm sure his team is also behind him in that sense.
Yeah,
a lot of things working in their favor, I think, in terms of experience on the team there. 4th round, and that's where we're going to see rifles come out on the VP side. Snatchy with the AWP, in fact.
Seen a lot of effective offers on the CT side. We'll see what Snatchy can bring to the table. I thought he played it pretty solidly on Mirage as well. He was good on both sides of the map with the AWP. Here we go. First real gun round for Virtus.pro to show us what kind of a defense they can mount on Inferno. Quick banana control, and Karrigan didn't even look like he had a care in the world about any utility that might be coming out. We do frequently see the defenses, especially in the first gun round, if they lose the pistol, not have the nades required to mount too much of a battle in banana. That'll change as this half goes on, as more cash is built up for Virtus.pro.
Big test here for Mousesports if they can make this T offense work. Snatchy close, but he can't get back around the corner, and that's the power of that kind of a 3-man push. Snacks is close though with the organ. He's going to take down Chris, and a lot of counter flashbangs coming out, slowing down the T side. Robs with the Mac 10 from up high. He's going to be able to take care of Snacks. That leaves Mihu alone on the bomb side, and oh, there is a bit of backup now, and a great spray down. Veggie has made his way over, and that is, from Mousesports' point of view, that felt like fighting 4 people on the A-bomb side.
Well, they took so long to actually attack. There was enough. I mean, Snacks with the flashbangs, the 1 kill. Snatchy with the AWP that slowed him down. They even recovered that for this next round. But it took them so long to attack the bomb side that Veggie had plenty of time to get there. Snacks mounted just enough defense to hold him at bay. Rob's even with the Mac 10, like, you just have to go back into the smoke and reload. If he has an AK-47 and gets that cleaner, I think he stays on that balcony and probably can prevent Veggie from getting involved. 3-1.
Technical timeout. VP fans get a chance to show what they've got. Actually, the Mousesports section on the other side is really starting to come alive as well. So
I think they're just, I think they just want to be involved in the fun, so they're just cheering for Virtus.pro as well. I think they're just like, yeah, we want Mousesports to win, but those guys look like they're having a way better time than us. So
having a real party, aren't they? Yeah, a lot of people on Twitter reminding me that some sort of Hungarian-Polish alliance going on here in the fan section. So
yeah, well, remember we were here last time and Pasha came out as well, and he did the whole "you're not my friend, you're my brother, my friend" thing, yeah. And the whole place went wild. So we were laughing about it as well. What a life Pasha gets to lead after, you know, winning a major, after being at the top of the Counter-Strike world for some time. Now he just gets to go around to these events and just be universally loved.
Yeah, it shows
every
up.
Step of the way. Must be nice.
I will be honest, I've actually never seen Pasha be in a bad mood either. He's just always sort of like, seems to be doing well, you know.
It is ridiculous.
It's a good time. 3-1, and just getting the last couple of players back on the server, obviously. But from our sports point of view, I don't know. I still feel like some of these early rounds on the T side, what's really worth it is to try and figure out if you can learn anything. So one of the things they obviously learned there was that, you know, well, they probably knew Snatchy was going to be a bit aggressive anyway, but they could get quite close to that corner on the A-bomb side, so that's nice. And as far as I know, they haven't met a lot of resistance up in the A hallway, up in the apartments either. So there's some stuff to work with. And I think Karrigan is maybe one of the best leaders in the world at putting together that kind of info. So anything you give him in the early rounds, let's say in the first like 7 or 8 rounds, you can expect that the next, 4 of them could be really tough, because suddenly he's puzzled together a little bit about how that defense works and where you can go and, all that stuff.
Well, on the flip side of that is Virtus.pro, like, what have they seen? They've seen Mousesports be pretty aggressive up mid in the pistol round, just kind of marching their way up. They saw that as well in the first gun round. So you kind of just, you have to get that sense of your VP. You have to be careful. Like this Mousesports side, with all the skill and with Karrigan calling, they're willing to take some risk and some aggressive stances, and they'll throw a set piece at you, but they'll also throw a contact play at you. So you got to be on your toes and you got to be ready for anything.
Let's see if they are able to switch it up enough there, in just to trick VP or not. I'm really curious about that. I think that's the big, I mean, apart from the firepower that's on Mousesports, I think just Carrigan and that ability, I think it's been proven over and over again what he can do. So that's always fun to watch. It's one of the things that's really hard to catch in the middle of a game, right? Because you almost have to go back and do a summary of the preceding 4 or 5 rounds to actually even figure out how did he learn that was going to be the exact defense. We haven't seen VP a lot. Maybe it makes sense, but because they've only really had that rifle round, but we haven't seen those big banana fights that we sometimes see, like a huge exchange of grenades.
That's just because of the one round. Like Virtus.pro, you're buying up the weapons, the first rifles that you have. You invested in the second round. You didn't have the cash for the Molotov, so we'll see that battle. I guarantee you we'll see that battle plenty in this half. Yeah, as long as VP can control their money. And remember, I mean, that was one of the big reasons why they were able to beat Mousesports on the first map, is Virtus.pro on Mirage controlled the money scenario. Like that factor, that facet of the game was won hands down by Virtus.pro.
It's so wonderful, isn't it? I just want to point this out because we've got the timeout anyway. You know, whenever like a new event is announced, and the first thing people look at is how many people does it seat? Like, is it 10,000, 15,000? Everybody which wants to push that number up. I don't know how many people are in front of me. Just at a quick count, is it like 50 hardcore Virtus.pro fans in front? And it sounds like there's 2,000 of them.
Yeah. It's so powerful and energetic, and that's one of the benefits. I mean, Virtus.pro's had that luxury for years now, haven't they? And everywhere you go, there's been Virtus.pro fans. Either way, while this technical timeout gets figured out as players trying to get back into the server, I believe we're going to head to a break, and then we will return when everything is sorted and ready to go.
The worst hot mics we've ever done.
It's true. Yes. And we are back in Budapest. Everything's figured out. Everyone's back in the server. It's a 3-1 lead for Mousesports. Down one map, facing elimination here at V4. Spot in the grand finals. Virtus.pro just trounced them on Mirage. And here it's been a slow start, but they've gotten back into it. They win the first gun round.
Yeah, that's a little bit annoying to Mousesports, probably hoping to just be off to an even better roll. But it's not bad. It was pretty close, and we'll see if they can find a way to do some more damage here. The defending champions of V4 Mousesports, and right now, as you said, they're facing elimination. That's scary. Snatchy taking a fight that most CT players just don't like to take anymore. It used to be a main feature of this map, but now it's kind of gone.
No one's really spotting for this from Mousesports side, so we can stick around a little bit longer, and actually someone could easily just wander into his crosshair. Didn't look like there's much of a fight in Banana. So Mousesports have control of that all the way up towards Car, and ooh, Kerrigan's gonna take a risk. Here's those contact plays I was mentioning. They can switch things up. 3 players to defend this bomb site though. We'll see how this works.
Immediate smoke, no delay, and the push out not gonna be working. Kerrigan and Woxic, that is a huge opening. Normally when that smoke that's right in front of me, when that goes down, there's like a good delay before anyone really shows up, and there's more. This time he was there, and then they were on the bomb site.
Well, that's the strength of making it a contact play, right? Like that smoke comes out, and you could see that first player they kill that's up top. He's even turned for a flashbang. He was not expecting them to just kind of run in with that smoke. So well-timed, well-executed from Mousesports to take that B bomb site, and they're going to get up to 4-1, and the money is an issue for VP.
It is. So saving the rifles that they've got here is a big deal. Robs, though, this kind of an advanced position means, yeah, he could look in and maybe get a kill on somebody on the last couple of seconds, and that would be very valuable. Snacks has a great angle cover. They seem to be really dug in on this side. And it's not like Mousesports have a lot of money to throw away, so it actually might be better if he's just sort of going to play it a little bit passively and hope that someone shows up.
Now this is, that round is also kind of why we usually see more resistance in Banana from the defense, because if you let them have Banana control that easily, there's so many different weird timings that they can find to just march into that site. And so the resistance is there not only to maybe find a kill, but the risk is worth it because you have the information of where exactly they are, how far they've progressed. And once they get towards that car and you've backed into the site, you just have to be on notice the whole time. So if you give it up immediately, that's just a minute and 40 seconds. You have to be prepared for anything.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that might have been just an immediate call from Kerrigan once he realizes, you know what, we're already here. Let's just smoke it and go right now. Either way, it worked out really well. This time they get through again. Kerrigan losing the fight to PHR. And I think he was banking a lot on that. I think he had a flashbang to clear the first corner, but then the return was a bit too much. And
it's just so interesting to see as well. 3 members of Mousesports all the way back on the T ramp while he's making that kind of a play. And they're supporting him by throwing flashbangs, but no one there for a trade. So just a free kill and a free man advantage for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, in that case, you would almost think either they keep throwing flashbangs or he falls back after, because you know, the CT, I don't even think PHR was actually flashed in from his side.
No,
but
it wasn't.
It's not uncommon that will happen. So you got to be careful.
It's also probably the confidence of that smoke at the half wall, knowing that, you know, maybe one player coming through that would just be isolated. Now Mousesports all groups up, 4 players towards B and Banana, and actually both defenders for VP, not a single one inside of the bomb site. This could actually be a brilliant set piece from Mousesports.
Oh, you're right. Look at all the Molotovs raining in. PHR pushed back behind the smoke. He gets a kill on Robs. He couldn't even see him. And Veggie up on top, boosted. He will get a kill before he goes down. But that's smoke by the coffins and making it very hard for them to contest the bomb plant. It is a 2-on-4, so the bomb plant will finally go down. But how do they hold on to this? Frozen and Woxic. And Woxic's going to be going down. He was low on health. 3rd kill of the round for PHR, and I don't see Frozen getting out of this one. PHR with the quad kill, the headshot. And that's going to be VP winning a big round, and even better, surviving with 4 members. That is a big deal.
That is a great defense. Obviously, the first kill is great. The boost up, the follow is even better. Such an advantage, and that allowed Virtus.pro to be patient on the retake. A 2nd round on the board for the defense, and like you said, with 4 players surviving, build up money, and this is where maybe you start seeing more of that defense in Banana. Now that you have the Molotovs, you have a couple Molotovs you can throw on the double nade deep, the smokes to constantly put them up in the choke point right by T-ramp. We'll see how VP decides to play it. That's a big benefit through the smoke, and he just had a sick round, didn't he?
Yeah, beautiful round. Not even trying to contest the smoke either, so, you know, great aim, but also playing it conservatively, not trying to do anything flashy, and that's what you want to do. Some money in the bank of Virtus.pro, a little bit in the bank of Mousesports, and they've already bought into this round. So this is, yeah, this could be a big round here.
That's a great nade from Snax, bringing Frozen down to 45. Good start. All 5 players from Mousesports now huddled in alt mid. Kerrigan lining up smokes for his teammates. Snatchy gonna have a chance. Molotov coming down to delay things, and it is gonna do just that, but that smoke, that has to be missed. There's gotta be a massive gap on that right side. I mean, Snatchy even jumps through it, but I don't think it was necessary. He's found the pick, and Mihu boosted up. 1 kill for him. And look at the defense. The whole rotation is here. Snax in the open is gonna get dropped, but there's still 2 defenders in the bomb site.
Beautiful shot coming out from Chris running, and Robs, oh, he should have won that fight, but Veggie takes him down in the follow-up, and Snatchy to take care of Woxic. The defense holds on that A bomb side. It looked like it wouldn't. I think it looked like Chris had that second fight.
That's got to be so frustrating for Mousesports, because that is a very powerful defense every step of the way. First you had Snatchy with the op in front of the smoke. Then you had Mihu boosted up. Now you have Snax in the open, who doesn't even get a kill, but that gets Veggie the time to get into that position. Snatchy as well to recover inside the site. Mousesports never had an easy step. From the time where they made the call to go up mid to trying to get into the bomb site, nothing came easy.
The fact that Snatchy pushed for that smoke in the way that he did, it shows that he knew exactly what was going on. Oh, that's a shot through the wall from Snatchy, the grenade follow-up, and Chris out on the T-ramp. What an aggressive, I mean, they only have pistols, but still, this is just VP reminding Mousesports of what that first map was like. Really pushing them back on the map.
I love it, and not a whole lot of teams play this aggressive of a defense, so if you're Mousesports, you probably haven't had to deal with this in too long. It's not something you're expecting. Frozen and Rops just patiently waiting, hoping someone's going to walk into the crosshair, but again, Virtus.pro, after we see that unbridled aggression, they just back off and they play discipline from here on out, and that's got to be just a whirlwind if you're Mousesports trying to predict what's coming next.
Yeah, even a little bit annoying, isn't it? Where you're like, all right, if you're going to go aggressive, then then let's fight. And then they stop, and now you're just waiting for no reason. Triple, I think, in that round for Snatchy, was it? Or was it Snax? I'm not sure. But 4-4. We're leading into round number 9. Great recovery from Virtus.pro. Putting a lot of money behind them on the CT side now. Starting to stack up almost 10,000 on Snatchy. Snax in the middle. Not going to fight, just taking a peek. Snatchy coming in from the other side. And a lot more present as a top banana, which they haven't done that much, but now they at least held 3 people there.
Snatchy's got to be really, ooh, he missed an opportunity there. There's one more. Yeah, I was going to say, he's got to be careful. They're going to start really coming up with some creative ways to try and force him away from that. He's been very aggressive with the op, and especially moving forward deeper into this half. Once Mousesports gets an op in their hands, if they choose to go that route, that peak from Snatchy is a huge disadvantage. Utility being traded in banana before the defenders back off. Kerrigan to clear once again and sees no resistance at sandbags.
Yeah, so that's the first part of the job kind of done, is just making sure the CTs don't know what's happening at top banana. That's a core piece of a lot of strategies on Inferno. Next piece usually involves clearing out top mid so that they really have no vision at all. And they've left one guy over at top and out to make sure that really they don't know what's happening on that side still. So this is all par for the course, I would say. Yeah, normal T round.
Everything's very standard from both sides as well. Snax has cheated over towards the B bomb site, expecting a B hit to come in. It's not there yet.
Now, if it is a B hit, look at that flashbang Snax is holding. That looks like a killer grenade, doesn't it?
Yeah, but if it's a mid to B split, he's going to be occupied, and he won't be able to actually toss it. You can see now he has to consider the possibility. That would have been a great kill for Snatchy, but he should be able to call out that there's no pressure coming here. Snax is pulled away from the B bomb site. Here's Chris J leading the way. The Tarik doesn't do anything, but Veggie gets 1 kill. They need more out of it, and although meanwhile, Kerrigan, that flank finally comes to fruition, but he's being flanked himself. Great shot. Puts down Mihu, and it's just Snatchy.
This is what we were talking about, to give Karrigan a couple of rounds on the T side, and he's put it all together. A great kill for him, a triple in the round, and a beautiful call, as you said. A B split through CT spawn and absolutely caught Snax off guard. That is the strength of having a leader like Karrigan on that team.
I think it's hard. I don't know if it caught him off guard, but I think he was so dedicated to trying support at the B bomb site, right? Like his brain was obviously, because he cheated over earlier, was to be there for that hit. And there's just only so long, and it all just came down to timing. And that's where you have to have more of a rotation. But just that little bit of, you need that second defender at the A bomb site to move in towards CT spawn or rap side to stop Karrigan.
Well, that did hurt the Virtus.pro economy quite a bit. Still able to afford that AWP and the grenades in this round. Snatchy, he's so aggressive. You really don't see this a lot now. Most AWPers, they don't like that early fight in mid on the CT side.
Well, it's got to be frustrating if you're Mousesports. Oh, that's not good either. The Molotov forcing Chris J to commit, and this is a disaster. But I mean, even Woxic was even looking for that peak. He was waiting on the ramp, and as soon as he stopped, it's a late peak for Snatchy, and the fact that he's willing to do it without any flashbangs. Again, another one of those high risk, high rewards, and at the moment, we're just seeing all the rewards going the way of VP. Except for that one.
Yeah, just as you said it. Through the smoke as well. That could give an opening, but Mihu gonna take Frozen down, and that's a bit of a problem. Now he's falling back. He's well aware that someone could be there. Oh no, he's not actually, gives it up just at the wrong time. And now Snatchy, flick doesn't connect. Good timing, jumping over that box. A 2 versus 3, and they should be able to get the bomb plant here.
No, I mean, they're going to get it so easily. They're going to have plenty of time as well to get into new positions, and they don't realize how safe they are. The other two defenders, one just now leaving the B bomb site, so this is going to be an easy plant, but you can see how paranoid they are. Not just about someone coming through that smoke at small pit, but also planning default. You don't have control of lane, you don't have control of top mid. So now they set up in a crossfire, but it's a winnable one even with the man down.
Snatchy going to try and wallbang that position at Graveyard. That's a big question here, because otherwise clearing at Graveyard is very, very tricky. They do have a Molotov on Veggie, so they could do something, but so far he's just walking in scoped, and timing is everything. A grenade raining over, Molotov into the corner, but doesn't hit, and there's Robs coming out from Graveyard. Woxic getting a kill, but the Molotov late! Oh, in the last second, it picks him up, and that's the round. Hard to believe that it should end like that. Veggie with a good double kill, but that was a great retake from Virtus.pro.
A brilliant retake. It made it very anticlimactic. It looked like there was going to be some kind of epic battle, and again, they just win it with the utility. Fair play. Snatchy with that opening kill onto Karrigan. And I mean, that's a 3-on-5 that's almost recovered for Mousesports, so not bad. And still, the nice thing for them is they are putting up that resistance that we talked about at the end of the previous map. They've got 5 rounds already, so you're obviously going to want to pile on as many and more.
Yeah.
But you have to be okay with 5 at this point in the game, at this junction. Mousesports, there's no cause to worry just yet.
No, I've got to agree with that. I don't know, they could maybe go for like a half. They could even force it up if they really wanted to be crazy about it. You know, it may be less likely now that we're going to see this kind of a thing because of the other semi-final, but part of me would love to see Snatchy play A-Core, because they both have like a very aggressive AWPing style. Maybe, I think A-Core might be slightly more insane, but...
I mean, that'll be fun to see that. That's the next semi-final we have coming up here at V4, is that it's MIBR taking on Trix. And we saw A-Core yesterday just deliver a stunning game, and mentioned as well that the increase of level of MIBR is going to perhaps be a difficulty for him.
I think it will be, but I'll say this, I love watching Trix play Counter-Strike right now, because it's just never boring at the moment. So.
Well, neither is this. Neither is a CZ rush through Molotovs, and that is... I mean, if you're Chris J, you're like, why is no one following me? If I'm willing to do that, why aren't you? Frozen trades it off, and actually only one defender left at the 8 bomb site. Everyone else is trapped out by the smokes, and Snax knows it. He's trying to delay it until he can pounce, and he's got Rops behind him as well. Snax coming through. Rops realizes the potential, but the timing is just so awkward every step of the way.
Once he gets down, they have to... Oh
no!
What kind of acrobatics are we seeing? We are gonna have to get a review. Where are the scorecards, Moses? That has to be a 10 out of 10.
That is definitely a great, I mean, he landed it so well. They've come organized. They have 2 different drummers. First one's taking a break. The Hungarian Viking.
Oh, you're right.
He's at his seat. Yeah, we've got two
Beautiful.
things to Casio. We've got this game of Counter-Strike, and then we've got the cheering section.
The way that he went down there, Rob, is we need like one of those like Matrix slow motion 360s. Like as soon as that happens, that was
from every different angle.
Yeah, there was so much happening in that moment, wasn't there? 6-5, ladies and gentlemen, and this game is much closer, obviously, than it ever was on Mirage. Good news for Mousesports and staying quite competitive here. Virtus.pro still looking like a very dangerous team in this fight. And again, money seems to be a problem that Mousesports, they seem to be closer all the time to having to save again.
Another chance there for Snatchy, but you can see how cautious Mousesports is being. Awkward jumps, awkward angles. Oh, he's gonna go behind the Molotov. Woxic was partially ready. He at least realized the danger in time.
Again, there's like almost a gentleman's agreement that Molotov, what that signals is, I'm just gonna waste some of your time and maybe force someone into a peek. It doesn't mean I'm gonna peek behind it. Almost nobody does that. Snatchy, again, trying to just play off rhythm, and it's worked out great for him so far, but this time, Woxic was much faster, and it's going to be the early kill going in their favor.
Speaking of off rhythm, Virtus.pro's rotated 3 players over to this A bomb site. They've stacked it up, taking a gamble because of the fact that Mihu has a smoke that he just used. He has a Molotov as well, so he can delay at the B bomb site if needed. And this play is everything. Snacks, again, biding his time to come through this smoke.
Shots through just as they're at the corner. That actually pushes them forward. A grenade on Veggie. He stands up right into a headshot. This is a great take here on the A bomb side. Mousesports finding their way through. Very measured attack, and it works out brilliantly.
Again, the defense, that was actually a really rough setup in the sense that they couldn't actually fight for anything. They had one player hiding at Graveyard who was also spotted, which was unfortunate, but the stack that was rotated over was on the wrap side. No one actually in the bomb site. So Mousesports had a lot of room to just walk forward with no one mounting any resistance. That's not too often you see a fight that deep into the bomb site as like the entry. We'll be all tied up after this, 6-6.
And saving some rifles is kind of a big deal. Veggie could drop easily, maybe even drop over to another. So then, yeah, they could have a great buy in this next round, or at least a pretty good one. If they just save the last 2 rifles, and they will be able to. So that's a pretty important deal, actually, or a pretty big deal. Otherwise, they might have had more FAMASas, some MP9s, lack of grenades. It's going to be a lot better this time. Great round out of Mousesports. 6 already in the first half. That has to feel good. And tactical timeout now for Virtus.pro.
Right, it makes sense at this juncture. I mean, you're going into round 13. This is, I think, the final buy that the Virtus.pro economy can really handle. So if you lose this in your VP, then there's a high likelihood that you're going into the second half with a 3-round deficit, letting Mousesports get to 9 on their T side, which is not always the easiest thing to recover from. So very important round for the last 3 points available to either of these teams.
Right now, Virtus.pro probably just want, a boost of confidence towards the end of the half to make sure that second map is right at the fingertips. But
I'm wondering if Snatchy towards the end of this, he has an AWP again, but he's been so aggressive throughout this half. Does he change it up here? Does he throw a little bit of? Does he? You can see obviously we've seen a number of times Mousesports jumping around these corners. Woxic a little bit more prepared, watching for that mid peak. They're ready for his aggression, and he's got to feel that as well.
Yeah, but look at who's pushing middle. Veggie, he's still aggressive, but now Veggie is doubling down on the aggression. So actually, instead of playing, defensively, they just double down and say, we're going to do it even more this round. And sneaking in, that's a big opening. Veggie with the follow-up headshot. That's the bomb as well. And he wants more of a fight. If he had got that kill too, it would have been round over, and it still might be somehow he sensed it frozen, and he gets a headshot on Mihu. I don't know if there was noise made, but otherwise, that's so freaky.
Yeah, he dropped out of the balcony, and I don't even think it was Mihu that heard it. I think it was Rops calling it out. Yeah. So that is a disaster. So much aggression. Snatchy, though, he can recover. He's jumping, and he somehow lands it. That's got to be so frustrating for Rops. And I wonder what the call is for Mousesports, because no one from VP has budged out of the B bomb site. They still have 2 defenders there, which is absolutely crazy considering all the action taking place at A.
Smokes and Molotovs on the Mousesports side. Maybe they could force somebody out. I mean, they could certainly Molotov PHR where he is. Counter smoke coming out. That's rough to deal with. Now they've used a bunch of their grenades, all of them in fact, and that Molotov not really doing much to PHR at the moment. Still got a good position, gonna get that first kill, and that'll clear up the round. A 7-6 scoreline for Virtus.pro, and it didn't always have to go like this. It looked like Virtus.pro were going to win it clean, but there was a comeback moment there for Mousesports.
I mean, I think the amazing thing too is Mousesports got out to a very good start, 4-1. This is a phenomenal recovery for Virtus.pro.
Yes.
Who we still kind of have to see what level this lineup is going to be at. This is the best we've seen them look since this is formed. And a big lead over a team that a lot of people have is very promising down the stretch of 2019. Snatchy again peeking down mid. And this time it's Mousesports economically against the ropes. One last buy. And Snatchy just gonna narrowly miss both the leg and the head of a couple Mousesports players.
I was gonna say that was potential for real disaster there, wasn't there?
He just peeked again. He just went for more. Yes. Because why not?
You know what? I love this style of AWPing. It's high risk. Yeah.
This position is so exposed to a flashbang.
Yeah, but it's going to be flashed. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There it comes, right over the wall. Snatchy still picking up a kill, and look at the boost position for Mihu. He turns around with a big headshot and a triple. An absolutely fantastic defense. Quad kill to close the round. And Virtus.pro, that is really something. Mihu, 11 on the board total, but that round he was rock solid.
That has to be one of the most spectacular defensive sequences we've seen.
Yeah.
This is so crazy. Look at all the different fights and look at all the different ways he has to read it. He knows the follow-up is eventually coming up mid and then even spins for that fourth. What a beast.
Yeah, he's having the full 360 experience at that point, isn't he?
Yes.
They are just every angle.
8-6.
Yeah, what an unexpected scenario. And I think we both had the same idea. He was going to get flashed in that bomb site.
Yeah.
Like they had the execute to deal with that position.
That was the great, like Snacks, that position feels so good, and it's great, obviously, if someone slow peeks and tries to get that narrow gap to peek towards small pit, but if you get flashed like that, it's a nightmare. So Mihu had a big job to recover that defense. What a rock he was. Tactical for Mousesports. One last one in this half for the final 15th round. They want that 7th point.
Yeah, that would feel great right now.
They just don't have a lot to fight with. 4 upgraded pistols, 1 scout on Voxic. And I guess that's why you take the timeout, because it's what can we put together with this little to work with.
Walking into a grenade. Does a bit of damage. I mean, 6 rounds totally winnable on the second half, but obviously just getting a last one in there. Good way to finish out the half if they can. Snacks. A bit worried about the apartments. He's got nobody up there to really help him, so you can't blame him for being a bit paranoid. Ooh, Chris going down. Snatchy again. So he had to control himself. He was fighting his own common sense there to try and push through the smoke. Snacks does go down, but it's very interesting seeing Snatchy play.
And Veggie's gonna push in B, and it's just Rops. He's got the AUG, but it's looking like a 9th round for Virtus.pro. This would be a miraculous clutch, and he's not even gonna get the opportunity. Mihu shuts him down.
What a first half for Mihu.
What a first half for Virtus.pro. And Mousesports, I mean, it's weird because Mousesports at 6, that's fine. That's great, actually. I think you're gonna be very happy with that,
sure.
But it's the level of recovery, and I guess the expectations coming into this for Virtus.pro. That makes this such a cool half to watch them recover from, what, 1 to 4? And eventually now leading an 8-2 run to close out this half.
Yeah, so psychologically you have to assume that means, you know, Mousesports working in, we could have done better, although they did play a really great first half, so yeah. Wipe it out and just try and see if you can get the second half started well.
But also think of the context of this tournament overall. You know, you and I weren't here for the group stage, but I know when we look at the team list coming into this, you kind of look at teams like MIBR and Mousesports, and you say for these lineups, for the expectations that they have, this is like a must-win event.
Yep.
Not that like there's, you know, the caliber of the teams that they're going up against at this event just are not what they're used to at the tier 1. So when you go to an event that doesn't have the Liquids, the Astralises, the ENTZ, like this is where you say this is a trophy that is very, very winnable.
And because of how the Counter-Strike calendar is, you know, you make a sacrifice, you know, deciding which event you go to, and you know, I agree. A team like Mousesports, they're thinking this is the finals, and we probably can't even win it, maybe should. So yeah, it's interesting. VP flying a bit under the radar with this lineup, coming out really strong. I've got to say, you remember those old Tom and Jerry cartoons where they'll have like the devil on the shoulder?
Do I remember? Yeah, of course.
the devil on the shoulder and the angel on the other one. That's what it's like watching Snatchy play. It's like every time there's an opportunity to do something truly mad, it's like, you know, there's a little fight going on inside his head.
You see him consider it, but the devil always does win in the end.
Yeah, it's like
you know you want to.
You've got to go for it.
I got to tell you, I'm a little worried as the camera pans across Mousesports. No one talking. They're just all sitting in silence, having to listen to this guy bang on his drum.
Fair play. Maybe they actually can't hear anything for the Virtus.pro fans. They're just like, there's no point.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Oh, man. This is so good. 9-6 here, first half. Obviously, if you are just joining us, it was Virtus.pro winning the first map on Mirage in spectacular fashion.
16-3. Snax was 23-7. We rolled back the years in a couple different ways on that one for you.
Yeah, we really did. We actually just had everything going on in that game. The second map is way more competitive. So completely open, in fact. But I think Mousesports, again, just like they started off well on this map, I think if they can win the pistol round here, second half, then we've got a very close game in our hands all of a sudden. Well,
I remember, Dust talked about it too, when Chris J in the opening segment just said we don't really feel any pressure on us, we don't really have any stress in this scenario. Certainly now, there's pressure and there's stress.
2 smokes on a Molotov makes me think B, just for the coffins and the CT spawn and whatever else you might feel like. Down the middle, that's a lot of people waiting. But no kills happening, and Snacks with the HE, yeah, he's hoping that more people show themselves.
Well, he's hoping that maybe someone comes for a fight and maybe gets gooshed by the Glock and he can throw that nade. But gonna hold on to it for now. We'll see how they force back Frozen. 3 defenders here for Mousesports on the CT side. The exact bomb site that Virtus.pro wants to attack. So they're gonna have to get Frozen off this angle. He's pretty committed. That's a great headshot. That's one way to do it. Frozen just way too wide. Here comes the deep smoke. It's thrown in. They know it's coming. Mousesports already on the rotation.
We need headshots here from Chris.
That went way short, that Molotov. That's going to stop them from planting. Actually, that could be so dangerous.
Oh, but through the smoke, Chris is not going to be happy, and they're not as lucky in return either. Virtus.pro really finding it all here. 3 versus 5. Woxic going to be taking down Snatchy. They need much more out of that right now, Mousesports. It is all on the line. This pistol round is critical for them. And Kerrigan trying to flank around, getting in for the coffins. There is a guy in the corner, but they don't have any grenades to really get rid of him. There just has to be a straight-up fight, and they're running out of time. Nice shot from Kerrigan, taking care of PHR. Mihu, couple of bullets spent. He's gunning low now, and Kerrigan, one more headshot. Veggie turning around for it, now cleaning it all up. A couple of bullets left, reloading in front, but they're going to win the round. Snacks was there in time. Man, they had the shots of the smoke, and then at the end, running out of bullets on the CT side, that was everything. 10-6.
That was dicey though. Virtus.pro taking some weird peaks where they have all the crossfires set up. Gave Mousesports a real chance at this one. Good of them to hold on. Veggie obviously in pit. He's had some stellar rounds in this so far. He's had some very cool things. That push down mid earlier. A nice pistol round victory for VP. On the right foot into the second half, and Mousesports buying so much into the second round. Big risk with their money. Again, if that gets shattered too early, how do you even recover? 6-10 and no money would be an absolute nightmare to try and play from.
Was it Frozen playing top banana in the last round alone, or was it Woxic? I can't remember. But either way, Chris was actually flashing him in from coffins. Like, he died 1 second before that flashbang hit. Yeah. Which is super tragic. I bet if you replay that round, you'd find that actually they were about to set up for a peak where he would have peeked into like 3 people that were all flashed or something like that. Yeah. So the timing was uncanny, but 6-10 here, the scoreline. Couple of Mac 10s. In fact, 3 of them. And some AKs.
Well, also 3 smokes on the CT side, and Virtus.pro is not being aggressive. They're not applying any pressure, so they might actually run into tough scenarios. Woxic here with the scout. Sees his shoulder, doesn't land the shot. Smoke's being put up for Rap side, and he's just gotten away. There's a second player here, but that smoke just plumes at the perfect time. Deagle being spammed, some dinks coming out, and inside the site. The scout cannot hold this off, not for this long. He needs more support, and it's just not there. Eventually, it was inevitable. The defense was going to collapse.
Yeah, I mean, you really are looking for headshots with the scout at that position. You know, every shot you take, more people are going to show up, and next time you peek, it's going to be worse. Virtus.pro, I think you're right though. They could have run into a lot of trouble in that round if they'd kept playing slowly. because of the smokes on the CT side, but they managed to put some speed behind it.
It also helped that when they come up mid, they make the decision to go right at the scout that they'd already spotted, and WESG didn't have a smoke, right? Like they went at the one player at that A bomb site who I don't think had a smoke to slow it down. So a little bit of fortune in that kind of a call, but either way, 11th round for VP, and they are marching towards what might be a 2-0.
It's looking very good right now, 11-6. We still need to see what Mousesports are like with rifles in their hands. Once they get on the CT, well, here on the CT side,
that's the issue, isn't it? Because that first round they have the rifles in the hands, they're going to be missing the nades.
Yeah, they will be.
I mean, they're going to have some, not everything. They're not going to have the Molotovs and all the HEs you can throw deep down banana.
And you're going to be heavily incentivized in that round to play a very standard game, right? It's hard to be very aggressive and flashy when you know much of the whole semifinals here is going to be on that first rifle round. We'll see what they come up with, though. Stack on the B bomb side with Karrigan playing on the other side. Oh, counter flash coming out. That is the right idea, but there is a lot of people out here, and they weren't quite flashed enough, although they actually do clean it up, and Karrigan winning a fight on the other side. This is way better than it started out. Mihu pushing through, and that might be the winning kill.
That was all in that fight. If Mihu goes down there, there's a phenomenal chance because the follow-up, because WESG can't go through that smoke either. But you have to say, I want to give props to PHR with that MAC-10. Not only does he take that contact, he spots two people in the open, and he knows exactly what's coming next. He looks straight down afterwards for the flashbang. His teammate behind him, fully blind with the AK-47. The fact that PHR read that, got at least that first kill to keep his teammate alive for long enough for the vision to come back. That was just such a sick play. First 2 kills, in fact, with the MAC-10.
Such a good job, isn't it? Almost could have had that one. Karrigan, he even got that kill on the other side. It looked like that was going to crumble completely with that push coming out from the B bomb side, but they nearly win that round. Now they've got rifles, AWP on WESG, and this is everything for Mousesports. Come here to Budapest, I think, expecting certainly to be in the finals, maybe even gunning for a clean win here, and has not played out that way so far. Mihu to win the first fight, taking down Chris. That's an awkward extended fight for the smoke as well.
And I mean, there's a lot of action there where VP doesn't really take any damage either. Look at their HP. Chris was fighting for some time and not able to land a whole lot. And then also missing some of the utility, some of the nades that you can follow up behind Chris's aggression to deal that kind of chip damage.
And Frozen, who was behind him, had no more grenades, right? So while Chris is fighting in front of that smoke, there are no flashbangs or anything being thrown. Nice shot from WESG to take down Snatchy. That's the kind of fight you need to win over and over again in the second half.
It's also pulled WESG here because there's no more utility on Frozen, who's trying to anchor that B bomb site, and you just cannot have no smoke, no Molotov, and one player in that B bomb site for over a minute.
Is Frozen up on the box? If he is, then if they hunt WESG down, if he takes a shot and runs back, I don't think, yeah, he's up on the box. That's so smart. Much of their focus is going to be on that AWP, and are they going to be looking up? That's the question. WESG, yes, slightly more aggressive position. 20 seconds on the clock. They're running out of time. A bit of a fake over to the other side. Surely that won't pull anybody over. 17 seconds now, and WESG goes down, and they're rock solid on this bomb side. Mihu getting a kill, but that boosted position from Frozen is everything. 8 seconds left, and Snacks will win the fight. He can get the bomb planted. It's a 1 versus 2 here, and very unlikely for him to win it. He's going to go for the early fight. He wants the 1 versus 1. And back around the corner, though. He's got no grenades, but then neither do they. And they need to talk here. Mousesports just communicate on the timing. There is a flashbang on Robs. And Snacks, once they know where he is, that man disadvantage could really make a big difference. Virtus.pro, 12 rounds. This would be crushing to Mousesports. Snacks, he's thinking about it. Oh, a little bit of an overstep, and Karrigan takes him down. He wanted to be the aggressor. He wanted to do something at the end, and ooh, they almost tried to go for the 10-second defuse. That might not have been advisable.
Yeah, Snacks was very committed to trying to find that player inside the bomb site. And obviously swinging to the right and looking far to your left, and never even acknowledging that Karrigan was far back and waiting.
Well, I guess he hears the most forward player and he thinks, yeah, okay, they're on the bomb side, and he thinks, I'm swinging wide. And then when he's actually still in CT
might have thought both players were committed in.
I think so.
Good rotation from WESG, though. The up kills really held on to that round for Mousesports and gives them a new lease in this half, in this map. They're still alive. Money still low. They had to rebuy so many weapons. Roxic gonna take that peek down mid, doing his best Snatchy impression. Nothing delivered there.
Falling back to that archway corner again. Snatchy was incredibly mobile. Oh, that's a fight at top banana. PHR coming out with a win over Chris. And with really no investment in doing it. Just walked up there.
Yeah, we didn't actually see the push, but that's 2 aggressive rounds for Chris J and Banana, and both times he's been eliminated first. And once again, Mousesports gonna have to rotate Woxic over with the AWP. Last time he was spectacular. He got them back into the round. He's gonna try and do it again. And this is the peak he wants right there, and he's found the head of PHR. What a great shot, but that's the go signal for VP. They're already up mid. Mihu, big kill on Erupts. He's not expecting Kerrigan. But that gives the information. The A bomb site is wide open at Kerrigan. That's a huge risk even peeking into that. And now, what a difficult retake Mousesports have in front of them.
Oh, absolutely. Most especially with Snacks covering this line. The rotation from Frozen coming in. He's aware of it. He actually looks like he wants to look for it, but long range, that Krieg will come out way on top. Kerrigan, a great round for him so far, but it's still a 2-on-2, and the bomb is planted out in the open. This position from Snacksy, I don't even know how you deal with it. He's looking for it. They don't have a Molotov or anything. Veggie behind the Buck and Snatchy. He's thinking about it. The timing is absolutely godlike. And he's going to take Kerrigan and Frozen, both of them down. Again, if you don't have grenades to deal with that graveyard, what do you do? Yeah,
and especially under the pressure of the situation with the time running down, and you know you just have to clear things out. I mean, he played it so perfectly, Snatchy. He waited until he could take everything from Mousesports. He knew he could peek and get one, but why not wait? Why not make them feel even more committed? And Mousesports getting outplayed tactically, individually. It's getting scary for this Mousesports team now.
It really is. I don't know if they'll be able to afford another AWP, but here's a pattern that's repeated itself twice now, which is that when they win that banana fight, it's Woxic that rotates over with the AWP away from Archway. And if Virtus.pro realize that and they think, all right, pressure on B means Arch is going to be weaker, that could even be something you could exploit pretty quickly.
Well, even the last round, they saw the defense on the ramp side was 2 players once they got up mid. That's PHR just investigating with the MAC-10. I'm not sure what Virtus.pro might want to do with that, considering they don't have the information anymore. He just gets the 1 kill, traded off, and he still doesn't have numbers towards this B bomb site. VP falling back just a little bit towards logs, throwing out the smoke, trying to bait out utility. I imagine eventually they'll just recommit to this bomb site.
Boost with the MAC-10, and why not? 4 people coming in the other side. That MAC-10, oh my god, it does so much damage, way more than you would have expected. Snatchy going down, still a 4 versus 3, and still pretty good advantage for Virtus.pro, you have to assume. Gonna go and reboost that position. Yeah, they just take him down right for the smoke.
And because of the attempted boost, Veggie knows there's one more nearby. That's the MAC-10. It somehow works out for Frozen. A 2-on-2, a winnable one. He's got the follow-up. It's now on a Snacks again. Deja vu. 1 versus 2 in this back corner, and again, he's going to be the aggressor.
Yeah, he wants to try and see if he can limit him. He spots both. He should know that they're there. And again, they don't have any grenades, and this time no kit either. Every second counts right here. He's got nowhere to stand, and they take him down. Quick on the defuse, but they had to be, I mean, that is scarily close to almost being knocked out of the tournament there. And Snacks unable to win it, and it will be Mousesports instead at 8 rounds, and that with almost no buy at all.
Last time he tried to clutch that out, he was way too aggressive in the wide swing. This time he's way too indecisive in taking either one of those fights. Also probably thinking in his heads with the low economy buy that they know Mousesports was on, the chances of a kit being on board, he might have just been trying to delay.
This was just the best MAC-10 of all time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't believe Frozen was able to make that work against multiple rifles as well. That was really well done.
But it was the same one that Woxic had boosted up. That also got the first kill. So I'm just saying it was carried on.
PHR got the opening kill when he tried to enter into the bomb sites. That MAC-10 did some work in that round.
It did a lot.
The little MAC-10 that could. 13-8. But Virtus.pro running low on funds, and actually this is they're buying into this, and that's pretty aggressive considering what they have. Another MAC-10 on Snatchy, and I think just an upgraded pistol on Mihu.
It's always interesting when you go for one of those sort of like finish them kind of bounties, because if they win this, then that's backbreaking for Mousesports, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't,
then it's the door's open. The door's wide open. The red carpet's laid out. It's up to Mousesports to see if they can walk across it.
Deep grenade, but not really touching PHR over on that side. Mihu on the P250. He's been a terrific player. 20 kills so far in the map. Yeah, a lot rides on this. I like the, oh, it's a quick flick, isn't it? He goes down without even touching the ground there. Robs will win the fight against Veggie. And good counter grenades to even slow down any potential push.
Oh, I think this is going to be the other one, Anders. I don't think this is going to be the knockout punch Virtus.pro wants it to be. This is going to be the red carpet now getting rolled out, and Mousesports have a chance to come back in a big way in this map. 5 on 3. They just have to complete this 2-man advantage. Snatchy turn of the corner, walks 6 blind, but he can't complete the kill, and now he's going to get safely in towards CT spawn. Mousesports aware of the possibility, but how do they close the gaps in this defense?
Yeah, Chris absolutely knows. Headshot, but even just the information would have been great.
Peace.
So yeah, he's out, isn't he? PHR and Znax. Damage to the economy is still relevant here.
This is the big kill. If this battle can get one from Halls, if Rob's going to get eliminated without killing anyone, that would be massive, because you could see PHR is just so close to being able to pounce and wrap onto this bomb site. Unfortunately, Snax can't win the battle, and it's just the Galil. And now his position is known. Everyone aiming at that same corner, and PHR has nothing going for him. 13-9. VP is out of money. And Mousesports, they finally get away from like constantly being on the edge of reset. They finally get some breathing room in terms of their own money.
All wide open for Mousesports to get back in the game. 13-9. That's only a 4-round gap. Woxic is starting to really come alive. 16 kills on him. Rops on 16. If you're on the VP side, those are some of the players you really don't want to have a good game. Young players, really heavy on the aim.
And you definitely don't want them to come alive just in time for a third map.
Yeah, that least of all.
And if you're VP as an underdog in this series, I mean, you always want to win 2-0, but I think it's critically important that VP wins this in 2 maps.
Yeah, you have to agree. Like, the more time that passes, the more Mousesports are starting to look like a cohesive team, and you see more of the strength of them here. It is going to be a save full-on for Virtus.pro. No surprise.
Woxic peeking down mid with the op, perhaps realizing that with the money gone, he can be a little safer and going for something like that. And a patient round from Virtus.pro. And you have to think, I would imagine a timeout being called in the next round right after this. You might even want to slow this round down if you're VP and make sure everyone's on the same page and just get as much time to chat about what comes next as possible. You have no utility in this round, no dangerous weapons. You don't even have the deagles to find some kind of a lucky 1 deeg. So start preparing for the next gun round.
I still feel like this archway is the position that Mousesports give up the quickest. And I mean, the last round, Snatchy made his way through, right? Sort of threw out a good grenade and pushed his way through. Wonderful spray down from Carrigan. 4 already, and there's the ace. They don't have any armor and just pistols, but still, in terms of getting the team fired up, that is not bad at all.
And that also got that half of the audience fired up as well. Carrigan, that is a picture-perfect ace. That is the exact thing that plays out in your head when you take that position against an eco. Smiles, finally, from some players in the Mousesports side. Finally, they have something to smile about.
Tactical timeout being called. What do you think? Good old traditional push to Arch, smoking off Arch and Library, and then wrapping around that A bomb side, or the B split?
I wouldn't mind seeing them do a B split again. I wouldn't mind seeing them apply some pressure on Banana, because remember, in the opening stages of this half, when the gun rounds came out, VP was able to find some of those kills, especially on Chris J.
Yes.
Was able to really exploit that, find an opening pick. That's what forces the rotation. But maybe even if you go Banana and you find that pick, maybe just go right back to the A bomb site, because then, as we know, Woxic with the op has been the rotator. Go away from that AWP, put it in a situation where the op is in a tough scenario to retake a bomb site where it's the most unwieldy, most ineffective.
See if they can find a way to manipulate that defense. Opening kills, they go such a long way to doing that. 13-10. You are starting to sense that there is a change in the game here. Mousesports don't look nearly as deflated.
The hard part too is now VP has to grind it.
Yeah.
Right? Because the money's been built up on the defensive side. They've got a bit of a streak going on. They've started to come alive on an individual level, and it comes back to that buy, the Galil, the MAC-10, the pistol, and then the 2 rifles that just happened, I think, 2 rounds ago?
Yeah.
Like, that was the one where it was just like, yes, this is a knockout punch. You win this, and you probably win the game. But now that they've lost it, you've given Mousesports so many advantages. You've given them control of the economy. You've given them closing the gap because you had to save around with just pistols. That was exactly what Mousesports wanted.
Third map, if it comes, would be Train, which I love Train as deciding map here.
Classic
that could be a
VP.
lot of fun, yeah.
Older VP.
Slightly older version, but a lot of room for people like Snatchy and Woxic to have an impact, and a lot of room for Carrigan to make great calls.
Well, a lot of room. We saw this Virtus.pro defense, how aggressive it was on the CT side. Just, I mean, if you want to keep up, if you want to play aggressive style, you can very much do that on Train from both sides, from both offense and defense.
The countdown is in, I believe. We should be getting back in the game any second now. Still a lead for the Polish side. Currently surprising a lot of people here in Budapest, and probably some of you watching at home.
Probably none more than us two as well. Just like, because we didn't get to see the group stage of this event. We were over in London, so coming here, this is an eye-opening experience. Here we go, 13-10. Virtus.pro gonna have another shot. Krieg, 4 AK-47s. They've got a strong buy and a boost up from Woxic. He wants an opening pick, but he misses it. This is gonna delay things just a bit. He misses the timing. Flashbang so he can have the angle, and nothing is there.
That's, if that works, you are gonna be so outplayed on that T-ramp, because you're gonna be crouched down from the flashbang thinking, you know what, I'm safe, and you're gonna stand up just a little bit and get absolutely shut down. I'd say it's dangerous when you fail to jump first, but still, you like to see that kind of play coming out.
Such a small amount of pressure applied from VP towards the A-bomb site. Smoke and Molotov used, and Frozen wants a duel. He wants it out in the open. He even fell off at the wrong moment, right when PHR turned the corner. Still somehow takes the victory. And ever since Mousesports stopped aggressing down Banana, ever since they started playing more committed into the bomb site, they've had no issues. They haven't lost anyone.
PHR on a lone mission that round, saying, you know what, I could probably find an opening over here, and, well, not this time. 40 seconds close, they're not going to call this off. They're rushing right onto the bomb side. Good grenades coming out, but Frozen and Chris absolutely defending that bomb side. Solid setup here. Chris with a nice triple, but just the attention being drawn from Coffins onto the bomb side. They just had no idea where to look for the next fight. 13-11, and if they didn't have money already, they certainly do now. They're rich.
Rich. You've got to be, in a way, just, I think, this might be reading too much into it, but I guess a little bit of humility out of Chris J. And that, you know, he got beat early in this half. He was getting destroyed in Banana. And just like, to be able to just say, you know what, I give it up. You know, it's not worth the fight anymore. We're being punished way too much. And an adjustment needs to be made right now. And no longer aggressing down Banana, no longer exposing yourself to that. Just saying, if you want to find me as an opening pick, you got to come all the way to the B bomb site and do it. And he's also trusting his teammate well. They're playing very good together inside the site. Great flick over from Woxic. That's what we mentioned. Him coming alive is a very dangerous thing.
All around bad news for Virtus.pro. Great grenade on Veggie as well. Landed on him in Boiler Room, and he has no armor, so... Oh, that was about to be dangerous. Robs realizing someone was really close. Ooh, does he see it? That Krieg should win the fight. He's got it, I think. Oh, behind the pillar. Bit of a flashbang, and yeah, they'll clear it out, no problem. Not really much of a chance is there. Mihu with the deagle. Kills would be nice, but probably not going to get 3 of them in this round, is he? Yeah,
I was going to say, I'm not even sure it matters. So much money is built up. You now have 4 players on Mousesports before they buy in the next round over $10,000. And 5 rounds in a row for the defense. We need a Mousesports drum.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for people bringing those kind of instruments to the event.
Just no vuvuzelas.
Maybe you could even spray like the team logos onto the drums and sell them at the entrance or something. You know, it's
giving your ideas away for free now, eh?
It's a real opportunity here.
There's a start. Snatchy picks Woxic out of the sky. Now, oh, the aggression, the follow-up. I was wondering if they knew. Rops is going to get a double kill, and now he's got the bomb. Smoke to protect his back as he turns. This is where there's the punish would come in from Virtus.pro if it was there.
Oh.
Veggie finds him.
Oh, I need to see that shot from Veggie's point of view. It looked like he was looking the wrong way. That's ridiculous. Molotov, yeah, it's going to spread. PHR wanting to wait. Now probably calling in for a flashbang. Yeah, you see that flash going over the wall. He wants to peek behind it, but they weren't flashed at all. And Chris will take down PHR. That was some quick communication coming out of VP. It was the right idea, but the grenade didn't do it.
I'm so amazed that actually Virtus.pro is wasting this time. I think they've made the wrong decision here because that you had to have spotted 2 players in Banana. PHR had to see that. They both swung wide on him to eliminate that. The bomb was right in front of them. They could have just picked it up and hustled over towards A and find that 2-on-1. But maybe this actually turns out well because Mousesports is thinking along the same lines that I was. They've rotated a second defender towards A. It's just Frozen, so this is actually the spot for the 2-on-1.
And they have a Molotov on Snacks. If he doesn't get an immediate kill Frozen and he falls back to try and sort of buy time, and they save that Molotov, that would be a hard way to go. 29 seconds on the clock, and they're making their way up. Look at this silent mission that's coming in. They've made no noise and found their way all the way on to the B. Bomb side Frozen. He's got the kill, push this out, and Snacks at least will take him down, but still, that's enough for Frozen. It should be at least.
For the 3rd time this half as well, Snacks in a 1 versus 2 at this B bomb site, and this one is the most critical.
It is. He failed the other 2 barely. Now would be the time to step it up. He's low on health though, and that's a big deal. Carrigan and Chris coming in from opposite sides. They've got him sandwiched in, and he's got no chance this time either. Another round, 13 on the board for Mousesports. We're all tied up here on the 2nd map. What a fantastic semi-final this is turning out to be.
I like that. Silently clearing that B bomb site the whole way, but you might as well also just go clear out those back corners, right? What a nice hold from Frozen, nice patience. I mean, even great from both teams. The aggression down mid, Rops did a stellar job, but Virtus.pro to respond to it and not take too much damage. Eventually, Veggie cleaning him out. But now we're all tied up. Incredible, incredible comeback from Mousesports. And Virtus.pro, they're falling flat right at the end. 6 straight now for the defense.
In spite of some opening kills that have been working out in their favor, yeah, they haven't really been able to punch through the wall here. Grenade, right, that's an incredible grenade. Really well timed, and PHR.
Especially considering he was so willing, PHR, to take just straight up fights into the B-ball, like just swing and see what you find. Now with 40 HP, you hesitate a little bit more with that kind of an idea. Pop, flash, peek, aggression from the CT side. Plenty of Molotovs to force anyone out in the open who is holding car. This is a tense battle at this half wall.
They're setting up the 3rd man there with a flashbang, but it's too late. The flash never arrived in time, and Frozen, oh, that's big. He needs more. They're all in front, and he'll take him down. But that was the 3rd man. Woxic was the one to set it up with a flashbang, and now the bomb is at the corner. It's out in the open. They actually have to get here at some point, and Carrigan has shown up for the backup. What an awkward timing for both teams here.
And Mousesports is committed to defending this bomb. The flashbangs are going to be huge. Woxic just playing anti-flash. There's the peek. He knows it's coming. Good trade. An important trade. He goes back for more, but he misses. Veggie, they're going to deliver. Virtus.pro, 14th round, and they had to fight for it.
The whole battle of that round just happening at that banana corner. There was so much going on.
And they finally stopped the streak. Virtus.pro, it's been so long.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the context of things, it's great, but it doesn't give you a whole lot. Just the 1 round, because there's so much money. There's so much money still for Mousesports. They get whatever they want still.
The timing on that flashbang from inside of the B-bomb side, man, if they get that right, there's 3 people instantly clearing that corner.
And it might be one of those moments as well, while we have a little calm to talk about it. The players have discussed that new addition of the flash assist.
Yeah.
Being able to see that Woxic was there throwing that support flashbang. Virtus.pro doesn't turn the corner as fast as Woxic would have liked because they knew the opera was there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just being able to do the math really quickly and Can absolutely make a difference. 14 to 13 here.
Oh, this is what, a minute and 10 left. Look at the utility that's left for Virtus.pro. They don't have a whole lot of options. You can't have too fancy of a T side. This has got to be some level of brute force here, which has always been a staple of Virtus.pro. Counter-strike, great shot from PHR. Finally, again, he's found an opening kill. I think that's the first time that his fighting at this B bomb site has worked out in his favor in some time, in at least 8 rounds.
And Chris just body blocking the smoke to create that gap. It looked like he had the right idea, but he still lost the fight, and now down in the pit, Robs in so much trouble. The crossfire, it's not holding. It's just Robs that's left, and Snatchy taking him down. The A-bomb side falls, and they can't even fight for it. That's a 15th round.
And we talked about this a number of times. Every single time that someone from Mousesports has had to rotate to the B-bomb side, it's been Woxic with the AWP, and it was only a matter of time before Virtus.pro called something to exploit that. And they did it perfectly here, right when it mattered most. What a call. Virtus.pro is going to have 2 chances to close this series out. 2 chances to make it into the grand final.
Having that crossfire between the A-bomb side and the pit can work out really, really well, but the way that Robs was rotating under the balcony means he can't even really participate in that fight until it's way too late, and that was some really awkward timing. But I guess he didn't want to stay in the default position just from fear of getting grenaded out.
Grenaded, the Molotov had just landed at his feet as well. Yeah, he needed to get the hell out of there.
15-13. What a great call from Virtus.pro. Now they're almost there. 22 kills on Mihu. Snatchy's almost there as well with 19.
Obviously a timeout to calm the nerves, discuss how exactly this potentially last round. It's Mouz who's calling this. Fighting for their tournament life.
They've done a fantastic job in the second half. There's absolutely no reason why they can't find the last 2 rounds. Again, probably mostly a question of mentality. Woxic has been hitting amazing shots. Kerrigan is actually out-fragging everybody at the moment, which is kind of a surprise. And then the rest are really all there. They've got all of the pieces on the board right now to get that overtime. But one mistake, and it's all going to slide away. PHR, not top fragging, but getting really cool opening kills throughout the second half.
He's over
at B and Banana.
Some surprising impact. Here we go. Snatchy peering up mid. No one going to risk any jump like that from Mousesports. No one's going to try and test that shot. He's already picked Woxic out of the sky once. And PHR ready to put out any Molotov that comes his way. Flashbang, he wants to get aggressive, but I think that a little bit blind, and he calls it off.
Yeah, they're gonna throw another flashbang. Now, backing up Mousesports. Don't really want to stick around. They forced out some grenades, forced them to use. No, actually, that wasn't even a smoke. That was a smoke from the CT side.
It's amazing. I mean, Mousesports just staying so far back on the map. They're just like, you know, we'll do nothing for the first 20 seconds. Let you use your nades. Only PHR taking damage and any kind of risk.
I think Mousesports must have thrown a Molotov and a smoke both on top of each other. Not necessarily a huge deal, but it could be.
I mean, it might have been the Molotov that forces PHR, that deals a little bit more damage, forces him into the open. Here we go. All 5 players from Virtus.pro at this B bomb site. Smoke to see if they can bait out any counter utility, but Mousesports holding their nerve well. But this hit is going to be so powerful when it comes in.
And it's going to be quick as well. See the smoke in the sky already. Good counter grenade as well. 40 seconds, they're all here. There's no distraction, just a straight up fight. And Mihu will return 1. And now close in the corner, Chris alone. Back up, it needs to be here right away. Otherwise, he's going to go down alone. Chris gets 1. A great follow-up, and Chris J, a big double kill. Trying to keep the dream alive. Snacks in a 1 versus 3. And only 20 seconds left, and Chris will hold his own. That is the perfect time to get that triple. He had 12 kills before that round. Sometimes, if you don't give up and you just hang in there, you can still come through for your team, and that was one of those rounds.
And Kerrigan positioned himself perfectly on the edge of that smoke. He was waiting for Chris to make contact, and as soon as he heard the M4 shoot a bullet, he's coming through to bail him out. Just 1 frag when no one's even looking in Kerrigan's direction. Round 30. Mousesports have to hang on just 1 last round for overtime.
Toxic straight in the middle trying to take that fight. They're going to try and get close. They're going to see if they can run him down. He can't get back around that corner. Oh, he can. I don't know how. He should have been dead already. He'll finally go down, but that could have been dangerous.
Oh, look at Veggie. The problem with that kill taking so long is Virtus.pro doesn't have the time to exploit it. The nade, the Molotov in. Kerrigan now out in the open. He can only get one. And Rups must survive longer, but he just can't. Virtus.pro, they've punched their way into the A bomb site. Plants going down in a desperate retake for Mouz.
They were so quick to make that call. As soon as they get the kill at Archway, they're committed to it. All the way through. 3 versus 2 here. Frozen and Chris to try and save this, to try and get that overtime. And they have a Molotov and a smoke and kits as well. That's really the only thing we could say for them right now. Can they make their way through? The Molotov will force PHI into a different position, but now they're running onto the bomb site. They've got no control, and they're out 16 to 14. Virtus.pro with a massive upset here in Budapest at the V4 Future Festival. A huge victory for the Polish side, and the fans, they love it right now. They've been going crazy since minute 1, and it all works out for them at the end. That was a real upset, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a well-earned upset. The first map, a blowout, 16-3 on Mirage. It was Snacks who had 23-7. He just dominated them. Here on Inferno, we got that resistance from Mousesports. We had the battle. We had the hard start from Mousesports that Virtus.pro survived. And then we had the comeback from Mousesports.